straight ahead on CCX News, a city with active ambitions. How New Hope wants to use major city development projects to encourage active living. Plus, like father, like son. You'll meet a couple of Brooklyn Center musicians who try to stay true to the music. But first, new laws in effect, including one that will impact local hotels. CCX News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Some new laws are now on the books in Minnesota, including one that affects local hotels.
The law is part of the fight against sex trafficking, which has been a continuing problem in this area. We get more from Eric Nelson, who joins us. Eric?
Yeah, Alex and Shannon, this will have a major impact on the lodging industry, including right here in the northwest suburbs. Every hotel and motel in the state is now mandated to train their employees on how to identify sex trafficking. It's all part of Minnesota's effort to combat a serious issue.
It's definitely a win-win. We need all the extra help we can get. You know, it's only just a few of us officers out there, and the more people we get calling in suspicious activity, the better everyone is.
The new sex trafficking law is welcome news for police.
Yes, it's a very good law.
Especially in a suburb like Brooklyn Center. The city has a cluster of hotels, which can be problematic for this kind of offense.
Wherever you have hotels, you always have some prostitution and sex trafficking. That's just because of the way hotels are set up and the transient aspect of it.
Hotel employees will be trained to spot sex trafficking. They will be looking for cues and hints that something is not right.
Tip-offs would be an older male with younger female, the groups of young ladies with one older person.
Prior to the Super Bowl, Brooklyn Center police and hotel managers teamed up to conduct training sessions for their workers.
They recognized that the sex trafficking was going to increase throughout the metro because of some of the side effects or residual effect of the Super Bowl.
From prostitution to sex slavery, trafficking can come in many forms and is prevalent across the nation.
There's various levels to it, you know, like the international or national levels and then down to the local city level.
Now, we reached out to the Minnesota Lodging Association, and a spokesperson for that group says the Minnesota Department of Health will develop the sex trafficking training, which will then be implemented November 1st. Alex and Shannon?
All right, thank you, Eric. Another new law makes it a crime to misrepresent a pet as a service animal. We caught up with Beth Cantor of Plymouth earlier this year about the need for legislation. She says there are people out there who take advantage of the situation. Cantor uses a service dog trained by Can Do Canines in New Hope to help her with her multiple sclerosis. Under the new law, a business can post a sign saying service animals are welcome, but that it is illegal to misrepresent such animals. Violators could eventually be charged with a misdemeanor.
The City of Brooklyn Park will provide special tax incentives to a developer so that a company that provides parts to repair U.S. military vehicles can relocate to the city. The company is called NAPCO International. It currently has a facility in Hopkins. Relocating to Brooklyn Park could allow the company to expand and possibly create new jobs. But for that move to happen, Brooklyn Park's Economic Development Authority approved up to $450,000 worth of special tax increment financing assistance to correct poor soil conditions. The argument for the tax assistance is the land would never get developed without it. Councilmember Mark Maida expressed concern, however, about giving a government handout to a developer that knew in advance there were problems with the soil.
A new restaurant is opening soon in Plymouth, and it's one that continues a family tradition. Taco Teresa's is located at Highways 55 and 169 near Bachman's. The same owner operates 6 Teresa's Mexican restaurants in Minnesota, including one in Golden Valley and another in Maple Grove. The Plymouth version will be more casual, and they plan to open in a few weeks. With its new City Hall and Police Department under construction and a new pool coming soon, New Hope has momentum.
And now the city is looking at ways to capitalize and also build upon that new energy.
Is it more shows at the outdoor theater? Is it an open mic night? Is it bands in the park? Is it an art fair on the convertible street? Things like that.
Those are all upcoming possibilities in the city of New Hope thanks to a $15,000 active living grant from Hennepin County. The city will also chip in $5,000 to the effort. A consulting group will now study the city and conduct workshops with local businesses and residents. This will help determine how to make the city center area along 42nd Avenue a hub for community activities and events.
The goal from there is to create, again, a report that staff can use to say, here are some of the things that were recommended, here's something that we did, what works, let's try some of these things.
At the end of the study, there will be a big public event in New Hope City Center that's likely to happen later this fall. We meet many artists in our area who have a remarkable dedication to their craft.
Today we meet two musicians from Brooklyn Center who strive to stay true to the music. Stepping back in time only requires a short drive to Crooners off Highway 65 in Fridley. If the ambiance of an old school supper club and lounge doesn't lure you in, the melody definitely will. On stage tonight, two musicians from Brooklyn Center. Ruben Ristrom and his son Dan.
This music is an art form, and it's so much of an American art form, and by doing these songs, we're kind of keeping it alive.
Ruben taught his son to appreciate music by learning the Great American Songbook, the canon of most influential American songs of the early 20th century.
If you're going to know a song and sing it, you have to know the melody, you have to know the lyrics, you have to know the composer, and you have to know your key. So he taught me all these things from a young age when I was a kid, and he's continuing to teach me nowadays.
They try to stay true to the intention the composer had for the music.
You have to dig deep, and you have to dig into someone else's life and their mind and their heart and say, I'm going to give this song as much as I can without overstepping the original composer. And we work well together because we love each other, and we love the music, and we love what we do.
I've got the world on a string.
Audiences can see and appreciate that sincerity, even following around the duo from venue to venue.
You can catch them in Maple Grove, too, at Sawadee.
But here, each song can spark a memory.
They're actually requesting songs that we know and love, like Gershwin, Cole Porter.
They play a lot of music that I like.
As these artists try to stay true to the music and to each other.
There's nothing like a father-son or family duo because you know each other's voices, you know each other's instincts, you know each other's heart, and there's nothing better than working with my dad.
It's a good thing to see. We have links to their schedule on our website, but you can catch them in Maple Grove at Sawadee Thursday night at 7 p.m. They are very talented. It was great to do that story and just hear that music.
Yeah, I love to see the father-son combination.
Oh, what a
too.
treat. Still ahead, we are off the clock with Robbinsdale's mayor. We'll show you one of his favorite hobbies outside of work.
Plus, the Wayzata American Legion baseball team is set for the opening round of the state tournament. That's coming up later in sports. But first, cooler, comfortable temperatures on Thursday, then Friday, the heat returns. We'll be right back.
Robbinsdale Mayor Regan Murphy is an avid runner, but he also has a few other hobbies that he is equally passionate about.
Reporter Sonia Goen shows us what he does when he's off the clock.
Do I have the highest?
What? That's family time is a top priority in the Murphy household.
You won?
But when Mayor Regan Murphy is not hanging out with his 3 kids and family,
My turn to deal.
he sometimes escapes to his special space.
The Bat Cave. Or the Robin Cave, I should say.
Regan is a fixer,
Come on in!
finding items in disarray,
Kind of a little Sanford and Son. I'll just grab stuff if it looks like I could fix it or somebody could use it.
and making them brand new again.
It's kind of fun to tinker.
The Robbinsdale mayor is also very creative, carving out works of art in wood.
This is kind of what we use to drill the holes.
He made this cribbage board for his family to enjoy.
You can take a simple piece of wood and turn it into something extremely useful.
He learned woodworking while watching his dad.
What's cool about woodworking, it's easy to work with. inexpensive materials. You can find it, in the woods.
His project consists of crafting several cornhole boards.
So I've got my alma mater.
He still has to put the finishing touches on 2 more sets.
These are going to be my Robbinsdale ones. Do some Robbinsdale colors, blue and yellow.
His wife Chris made the bags.
There's real number 2 dent corn in there.
He says woodworking and repairing things go hand in hand with being mayor.
So whether it's a city or a broken lawnmower or a piece of plywood that's not being used for anything, I like to get things working again.
He feels a sense of accomplishment after completing a project.
Kind of get locked in my lab here, get stuff done, and I will emerge like a butterfly eventually with something hopefully beautiful.
For Off the Clock, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
12 inches from...
Regan was born and raised in Robbinsdale, and he's been mayor of his favorite city since 2013. He also enjoys hunting, fishing, and gardening. Love learning a little bit more behind those public officials.
I hope when he emerges as a butterfly, he calls us.
Right, exactly. We want that story
Absolutely.
Next. Still ahead, a fresh idea in Crystal, how the city is giving advice to gardeners.
But first, get set for the last 3M Golf Championship tournaments. John Jacobson has that and more up next.
The American Legion State Baseball Tournament starts Thursday. Wayzata Post 118 is the lone local representative and faces Coon Rapids in the opening round. Here's Jason Malillo with more.
On the 4th of July, Wayzata won the Delano Stars and Stripes tournament, and that was a turning point for this team.
Once I think the Delano tournament happened was when we really started to bear down and realized that this is a pretty special group, and if we don't take it seriously, teams can walk all over us. But when we come out and we're ready to go, guys definitely are taking it serious now.
And as the boys focused more, they started to play great baseball, culminating in a playoff win over Excelsior to win Sub-State 4.
Since this is guys' most first year, then we've played with each other for a long time. We've gotten to know each other. We've gotten to express how we play the game pretty much.
Wayzata has a deep well of pitchers. 13 different players have been on the bump this summer, and that depth will be key to a potential state tournament run. 2017 Wayzata grad Matthew Bulkey gets the ball on Thursday.
We've seen Coon Rapids before. I saw them there having a hard time hitting some off-speed pitches. I plan to come out right away, mix it up, keep them off balance, and show them what we got from a defensive perspective.
With teenagers, it's always uncertain how committed they'll be to summer baseball. But the boys on Wayzata Post 118 have come together all summer, so why not go win the state tournament? Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
Wayzata and Coon Rapids play at 12:30 Thursday afternoon at Richfield High School. Golf fans from the area will head to Blaine this weekend for the 26th and final 3M Championship, a tournament that started as the Burnett Senior Classic in the summer of 1993. We talked to tournament director Jennifer Hines this morning about this coming weekend.
It's a chance for people to come and see the legends and the greats of golf one more time, as well as the regular field and competition.
I know people are excited about the 3M Open that's coming next July here, but there's got to be some nostalgia and saying goodbye to the Champions Tour and this tournament that's been around for 25 years.
Absolutely. It's been such a wonderful experience getting to know these PGA Tour Champions players over the years, and you've developed such relationships that, it's hard to, bittersweet to say goodbye, that's for sure, but we want to come out and support them. There's still wonderful competition out here for people to come see, so I think it'd be great for them to come check it out this weekend.
By and large, I know this tournament has had great champions, and guys who have come and supported this tournament come back the next year and helped promote it. How much has that helped the 3M Championship be a success over the years?
It's been wonderful. Our past champions have almost always been back with us. We've got several of them in the field this year with Paul Goitos defending, Joe Durant, Kenny Perry. So, when they get out here and they win, they want to come back and have that chance again. So it's been a wonderful history in that regard.
Greats of Golf has been around for more than a few years. Tell me about that.
So they actually will be doing off-site pro-am for us, and then on Saturday they'll do autograph sessions in our expo tent for people to come out and get a chance to say hello, and then the competition will go off after the regular field. So we're expecting right around 11:50, and that's people's chance to get to see Jack and Gary and Lee and Annika and Nancy, and just the camaraderie between those folks. It's just an entertaining experience for everybody.
Tell me about the charity and how much 3M gives, or this tournament gives, to charity each year.
That's one of the things that gets lost a little bit in the great competition, is just the fact of how much we've donated to charity over the years. And we're over $26 million to Allina Health, and that money stays in our community and benefits everybody with the health programs through Allina Health.
Thursday is the second of 2 Pro-Am days at the TPC, and the tournament tees off Friday morning. That's it for sports. Alex and Shannon, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Up next, a Robbinsdale dance group celebrates something special in Texas.
Plus, a fresh idea for gardeners. We'll explain what's new in Crystal when we come back. Are you a fan of fresh produce, but you're not sure about how to go about growing your own?
And the City of Crystal can help you out with that. Every Wednesday from 10:30 to 11:30 in the morning, you can stop by the City of Crystal's edible garden. While there, you'll find members of the backyard farm team harvesting and tending to the garden. It's located in the back of the community center. Members of the backyard farm team will give advice on how to grow your own garden. The Parks Department hopes people who stop by will take advantage of this community resource.
Just the accessibility of it, that it's free and it's available for the community to take advantage of, and just a sense of pride that the city and the recreation department is providing a space that will benefit the community.
If members of the community stop by the garden, they can take some of the produce home with them. Cucumbers, zucchini, and eggplant are just a few of the items that are being grown in the edible garden. And finally, a group in Robbinsdale learned an important lesson. Hard work really does pay off.
It was crazy. I was not expecting it. There was such competition, and it was surreal to know that I can have the title of a national champion. It was just crazy.
And she came home with a tiara too. Dancers from KMC Dance Studio in Robbinsdale met us to show off their moves that brought home several awards. Around 40 dancers traveled to Galveston, Texas to compete in a national competition. The studio is under new ownership and offers recreational dance, but it's starting to be more competitive too.
The first year we went, we did okay, and every year we've gotten better, and this year it was like we won everything. It was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
And it shows the kids that hard work pays off.
Dancers also won prize money that they can apply to next year's competition. KMC Dance is located on West Broadway, right next to Dairy Queen in downtown Robbinsdale. Always a good lesson to learn.
Yes, congratulations to them.
I think they had a good summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Be something to talk about. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here again on Thursday starting at 4 o'clock.